All right, Shalom Israel. I forgot to mention some things too. Another video giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakakadash. Kala Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakakadash. Barakatah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to apostles, elders, bishops, great millstone, my salutation to brothers, teaching word for the hopeful elect, soon to be elect, most high will, extended elect, family, shalom. Um, this it was like a two situation thing at the job. It was however, I was next to the conversation, and it was it's an old Edomite woman, and she's explaining to an Edomite dude about how they gotta listen to her as well as the other she's a supervisor. They gotta listen to her as well as the other supervisor men. Like she I guess she felt, and then maybe they told her like yeah like or she felt that like they didn't respect her because she was a woman. Um, and it was no, I forget the other situation, but that's gonna be, these then these laborious jobs. You're gonna have these old cryptid Edomite women over you and shit, dykes and all that, hags and drags, and it ain't gonna Jake is gonna it's gonna make a real Jake man gonna be weary of that. Like damn, where's my life going? I got these listening. Like Apostle Hart said, get creative, man. You want money, get creative, because that's what's going to have to happen. Because you know, I'm like, damn. And then they have a meeting, and it might be a case to where they call a meeting for it and say, well, you look, you got to respect this woman. She's a supervisor. If anybody thinks otherwise or disrespect her, they immediately be fired. you know. And Jake know, I mean, real men know that, like, man, these women, they're not supposed to be equal with us, man. Especially, but Jake will be all right with that. A lot of Jakes will be all right with it. Woman ruling them and an Edomite woman, you know. Like I said, we're living in the digital times now, and I looked up some digital jobs that they're gonna have a lot of these black women working for, so they're gonna be making more money than the men. Because Jake don't want to do these kind of jobs. I mean, Jake would rather work labor, especially if he in a little cut and say, just leave me the fuck alone. I mean, I you know I would have it that way too. Like at my job, I'd be like, you just leave me, let me do my job and let me go home. But they keep coming up with these birthday parties, these fucking Christmas parties and shit, and potluck and meetings and shit. And at the meeting, they explaining how the company is doing. You ain't got nothing to do with the company. You don't want to be there because the company ain't really making money for you like that. You just a regular worker. But they talking about how they getting millions off of this product and our next product online. We coming up with digital. I work for a martial arts place, so they getting started coming up with digital punching bags and digital body pads to where you know if you hit somebody that it's if the light will turn green or so forth, stuff like that. So they coming up with a new line of products, but they said they need a little bit more time. So things are really gonna start getting digital, you know. And some of these digital jobs is data analyst, digital marketer, cybersecurity professional, user experience designer, graphic designer, which a lot of Edomites saying too, software developer, content marketer, data scientist, digital project manager. And when they have these lists, like if it's on Indeed or is it ZipRecruiter, some of these Craigslist and all that, they're gonna they're gonna list the requirements like you're not gonna be Even if it's easy work, even if you're just on a computer pushing a couple of buttons and it's easy, a 5-year-old can do it. They are still listed as, well, if you're, you have to have these credentials, you have to have these, this is what required for the job. And you'd be like, Jake is like, I don't have that. So that's all they have to do is put a label on these. And then Jake like, nah. But they'll hire a woman. She fit the credentials. All uh, they they'll they'll fix her resume up, or somebody will help her with a resume. And Jake don't really want to ask for nobody's help, like especially a woman. Like, damn, I gotta ask her to help me with my resume because they know how to make it, fix it, and make it look good. But that's who they're gonna be hiring, man. Digital project manager. So what is that left, Jake? Well, you gotta have some kind of skill. Get creative. And a lot of these, I'm telling you, a lot of these jobs are gonna hire women. They're gonna hire these black women to do it, and it's gonna be bilingual jobs. So they're gonna hire these Latina Mexicans to do it, which is our women, you know. But you know, going back to the curses, sweat of the brow. It says Genesis 3:19. It says, "In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread till thou return it unto the ground. For out of it was thou taken, for thus thou art, thus thou shalt return." Sweat of one's brow, you know, refers to the effort and value of hard physical work. And then, like I said, they making a gap in between. Even you can feel it. They getting rid of middle class. They're making a gap between the rich and poor, a thicker gap, a visible gap, to where you're gonna feel it at the office. So you're gonna be like, well, all my physical work, I've been working here for 10 years, and they're gonna be like, well, there's a new program that we're working with. So, you're only in the field. I mean, you only have experience with labor. We're moving digital now, and then you're gonna have to do all. You're gonna have to basically start all over. And then he said, well, people usually have to work in this department, digital department, for 3 years before they even get a pay raise, you know, that's pretty decent, you know. And then you that they're separating for the labor from the office. The office guys come down and see what the laborers are doing. And they'd be like, well, let's meet into this off. Oh, the other situation was because I got called into the office, but it was because of my schedule, and they wanted to work around it, whatever. And then a woman, and then we see these things, we calculate we don't get ahead of ourselves, but we it's like we seeing everything in encoded encryption. We decoding the shit. And this woman said, "Yeah, thought you was in trouble, huh?" Yeah. And then the other woman said, "Yeah, people usually be afraid when they see me, because that means when you see her, that means it's something serious. Like, you know, you might get fired." And then the dude told me on the way that took me to the office. He said, "You're not fired. They just gonna try to ask you for your schedule." So I already knew, but she didn't know I knew before I reached the office. So, but Jake do kind of get like, damn, hope I don't get fired. You know, because this is the way we make our money, and we're not in rulership right now. So it's like, damn. But they said she used the word fear. Usually people fear when they see me because they know, or when the boss come down and they talking to somebody and pull an employee over to the side, they're gonna be like, damn, and they walk to the office or something, you're gonna be like, damn, I think they're getting fired, that dude. So this is the kind of authority they have, you know? And the more you look at it, the more you realize, like, damn, this is slavery, man. Because, like I said, if it wasn't a part of those meetings that we would be going to, it would really be about us too. But it's really about their company and how it's growing. And they don't care if you don't work there or not. You know, that if the seat is empty, they're gonna replace it with another employee, and that's a code word for slavery, employee or servant, which these women don't understand. If you are an employee somewhere at that job, you don't like when you have these platforms and all that. You making money on these platforms, IG and whatever, however you make your Facebook and all that. You're not a company. You're working. The Facebook is owned by somebody. OnlyFans is owned by somebody. You're not a boss to yourself, man. If they like they say, if the big boss cut TikTok off, cut OnlyFans, IG, then so you can't be two bosses, man. Even though they got a lot of supervisors, it's still one boss of the company that owns whoever the owner is, whether it's a person or a family. Like all these networks out here, people own this shit, man. Netflix, Amazon, uh, you know, Cost Cable, the phone company, AT&T, Verizon. People own that shit. So whoever owns whatever, you gonna have to pay them and report to them to pay. You gonna have to report to Boost Mobile, or you're gonna have to report to Verizon. You're gonna have to report to so and so whatever phone company, and you're gonna have to pay them. It says we're subject to payments, man. If you let's say like even with women when they go shopping and they say, well, buy me that I want to buy or I buy my own shit. Well, you buying from somebody when you buy your clothes. That's part of I want to get that scripture too, but it says subject to payments. That's why these bitches be crying when I haven't got my rent. I thought Obama was gonna pay my when Obama was the president. I thought he was gonna pay all my bills this time. I thought I was gonna get food stamps and child support. They cutting it. Yeah, the ones that run this country and shit, man. It says Baruch 3:8. We are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us. Yeah, the Most High scattered us and made us captives for a reproach and a curse. This is a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities. Let me go ahead and see the whole scripture. Iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. So anything you get coming in, you're gonna have to give it right back to the system and shit. It's called currency for a reason. You gotta keep current in rotation. Jake, he got money in the bank. They say I got money in the bank. That song. Well, if they shut down the banks, you're gonna lose your money. And like I said, you can't have too much money on you because they're gonna call you a drug dealer. Well, where you get all this money? Yeah, this my I used to work for someone, so I saved all this money. And they be like, well, in their mind, they be like, nigga can't save all that money. Y'all niggas ain't good for saving money and shit. Get him out of here. He's a drug dealer. Um, Bag with hoes. That's what women don't. That's what women don't understand too. Most High said that these things will happen. These are curses, and women. That's why women. Women don't believe in the Bible because you be like, they be like, well, why are we, struggling? Well, hey, first you got patience and shit, and we on curses, bitch. Like I'm out of money because this, especially this world changing and all that. Of course, they say change with the times, you know, but we kind of we can adjust our seats, but we're not in their movie. They're in the Most High's movie, and we're in the Most High's movie. It's the other way around. So what did it say? Wait upon me, the Lord said. So we're not going to try to fancy ourselves with the world and try to become a part of this elite system, even in, because MOTB is a form of currency, man. And what did Most High say? You should be redeemed without money. See, that's what these people don't understand about the MOTB. Also, it's not only a device, but it's a form of currency. Uh, Tell. Damn, what was I gonna get? It's one of the into the. I mean, that's another scripture I'm thinking of, but I'll get this in the meanwhile. Deuteronomy 28:44. It says 20 starting at 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Yeah, the very opposite. Heads or tails. You're either the head of the company or the tail of the company. You're either the head in society, you're the very low in society. You know? Shit, what's going to happen now? Even this, I went to this place to get some wine, and he said Trump changed the taxes on the wine just like he did with the marijuana. I don't think he was in office at that time, but might have been Obama. But they putting tax on the wine now, so they're gonna increase gas, wine, um, medical. You know, so if a woman is asking a man, well, I need a man to make 6 figures. Well, about time the calculation, you do the math, he gonna be, and what she requires of him, like she want a house, she want this, she want to, you know, and they still had that dream, man. Like I said, the American dream. They really want to do that. They really want a house built from scratch. They really want their own house. You know how happy a woman would be, but guess what? If a man did that, he's still gonna have some problems with her. If he bought her a diamond ring, he'll still have some problems with her. If he bought her everything she want, just like these celebrities, ball players, coming home. I'm not satisfied. I'm bored here. Why you get to go travel the world and I'm just seem like I'm a handmaid or something. This bitch is living in a whole damn mansion. She can invite her friends over and everything. She can have parties, but you know why? She's dissatisfied because of what he's doing. I know he's fucking every woman that he sees on the road. I ain't satisfied. I gotta be with him to make sure he ain't doing shit. They rather do that than to have the mansion and the parties. Most High got him in a loop of confusion to not even know what they want in life. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have be at one party and another party at the same damn time. It says, he shall lend to thee as a lender, a loan. You got to get a financial loan. You got to get student aid. You got to get a loan from the bank and all that. Even when you open up a business. Thou shalt not lend to them and let to him. And like I said, when a black man open up a business, it's just his business. You know? But when a so-called white man has a business, he got shareholders that's in the business with him. And it's usually his family. Cousin, uncle, whatever, brother. So even if his shit fell, he'll still have support by these other companies. So everybody can still have a business. If a black man's business gets shut down, he's broke. He even owes them. And thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail, man. And you know they curses because it says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee, that thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not into the voice of the Lord thy power. See, we're in a condition of where we don't have power because of the law. Now, we dealing with it. We understand it. We understand why the woman ain't for us right now. We understand that we don't have 6 figures or more, or we're not rich. We don't have mansions. You know, we don't have property. And even these celebrities that buy property, they never show you their property. Like, they just got property to say that they got property and shit. They don't use it. To keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder. Like, I wonder why these people, why can't these people ever prosper? Why they always, and even when they do, they always, it's always some tragic shit, whether they lose financially or they really die. Like, what's up with these people? Like a comedian said, Edomite comedian said, black people are always angry, even when they got everything they, you know, in need or whatever, so called, or they have a lot of money, they still angry because they still going through those curses, man. You know, and hey, if they deem Jake as a criminal, you ain't got no right. They might confiscate your money, and you know it's a fucking game because you'll hear on the radio all day like, I gotta get this money, I'm selling. You know, Esau know what these codes mean. He know what cheese mean. He know what bread and cake and all that. Those code words for drugs. The rubber band man, I'm hustling. You know, I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking and I'm whipping it up. He knows what that fucking shit is. He studies Jake. He knows Jake better than himself a lot of times. It says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, thy seed. Oh, I got a cut for you Christians on the next videos too, on the next video. But that's next another thing too, thy seed. Curse when thou comest in, and curse thou shalt go when thou goeth out of the world. So what Kanye West say? You can even drive a Benz, but to them, I'm paraphrasing, you're still a nigga in a coupe. So they see Jake different, and they know what Jake is about. And they know if they move up prices and they move up in the job market, guess what? Niggas gonna fall. But they got an orchestrated army for that. You know, martial law, militia. You know, and they just what they're gonna be doing, killing. Sparing none. Esau is a madman, sparing none. You know, if Jake is a problem, Esau will take him out. But the regular Edomites that don't have that access of power, yeah, few of them are going to be taken out by Jake. Robbed of houses, you know what I'm saying? But at that point, hey, Esau is not going to care. He ain't going to care. He don't care about his own people. You know? I mean, you know, I'm talking about elites. They got a plan. They got a brotherhood. These regular Edomites don't go to the meetings with these elites. You know? So, I was going to get a scripture concerning these jobs, uh, and how things are changing, you know. But that's what's gonna happen, man. Uh, Let me ask this question, Google. I'm gonna start to close out. I didn't want to make this too long, man. Uh, Will, I wanted to ask, will digital jobs be the new employment?